That's still Jupiter, still Mars, still morning. It's Friday morning. Behold, your weekend awaits. Warriors, to arms. Ha ha. Oh, good morning. It's what, 5:13 a.m.? Here from Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America, hub of the known multiverse. Greetings to you, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone in the grand spectrum of humanity that resides in between on planet Earth and beyond. How are you? It's Friday. Welcome to your weekend. And we're about to take the subway to work. We're about to take the subway to work. It's 5:12 a.m. Southbound train arrives in 5 minutes. Three members of the unhoused community are camped out in the bus alcove up here, where it's warm though and dry, and they're having a conversation, minding their business, talking to each other, you know. And it's gratitude list show as always, and I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, let's go grab some pine. And it's the gratitude list show where we model my gratitude list. It's something that's really helped me save my own life, given me more purpose, given me perspective, given me much needed reboot and a reformatting of my internal dialogue and my self-talk. I wake up every morning grateful for 8 things. I have a system: wax on, wax off, repeat. And I start off my gratitude list with the foundation 8. I am grateful for my family, my friends, my faith, my freedom, my health, my union job, a good night's sleep, and a solid breakfast. And from there, I build on that and I elaborate. And as I like to use allegory. See, it's not a metaphor because it's not changing into an animal. There you go. But the allegory would be you're in a pit and you can't get out of this pit. But guess what? With gratitude, you can build your own ladder. And for every gratitude you put on your list, for every blessing you put on that list, it's another rung on that ladder that helps you climb out of that pit. And it's a wonderful thing. It's Apolitical Friday, not a space political space Friday. It's apolitical, as in, like, I don't give a shit about politics anymore. I don't give a shit about my own politics. What makes you think I'm going to give a shit about your politics? Especially your one-sidedness, your inability to get along with your opposite numbers. This, constant, it's an election year. What's in the bag? What's in the bag? Well, it's my mom. My mom's ashes. And I'm bringing mom home. I'm going to Quincy after work and going to see my stepdad and my stepsister and, bring in mom's ashes and her death certificates. Mom passed away 3 weeks ago, last Wednesday 3 weeks ago on July the 31st, 2024, about 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. The doctor called the time of death at 3 p.m. because that's when he came in. You know what I mean? But we were there, me, my stepsister, my stepdad. We held her hand. We said prayers. We enjoyed her company. We miss her so very much. We're brokenhearted. We're grief-filled. a little lost and lonely. But we're together, though, in a way. And I just thank you for the outpouring of sympathy and condolences I've got from everyone out there. Yeah, I'm a little bit like, I'm still processing it. It's going to take a while. Maybe I'll make some art. Carrie Fisher, our very own Princess Leia, had this great saying, turn your broken heart and turn it into art. I like that. I really do. But it's Apolitical Friday, where we get a little political on the show. Why not? I used to be, when I was 18 years old, I registered as a Republican. By the time I was 30, I re-registered as an independent. Why? Because I didn't want to be part of this party of gatekeeping, of family values, of stodginess, of squareness. Like when I was in high school, all my friends, they had conservative bents. And I was the liberal one. I was they were all Republicans, and I was this bleeding heart liberal. And now in my adult life, all my in real life friends were the closest people in my life are far left progressive Democrat people. They weren't like this 10 years ago. And I am definitely the most conservative of the group, I feel. Yeah. So I really, I don't talk to, I'm politically homeless. I'm politically single. Hey, I'm single, ready to mingle. But now I'm just as disappointed and disaffected with the Democratic Party than I am with the Republicans. But at least with the Republicans, I know they believe in Jesus. It doesn't matter if I believe in the Lord or not. That's not the point. The point is that you can really talk to somebody who is a Christian, who is Jewish, who is Muslim, or Buddhist. If you know their religion, you can connect with them and make some kind of spiritual allegory. You can make some kind of what would Jesus do statement. You can say something out of scripture and even make an impact and maybe get your point across. So they have a reliable moral kind of code. Now, whether you agree with it or not, that's another thing. But at least they stand for, a national identity, a national culture, a border security. I understand compassion. I'm an ordained minister. I'm a Buddhist and a Hindu. Compassion's a big thing. So, but an unrestrained compassion can make not only yourself weak and needy for the support of those around you, it makes those who you are trying to help weaker and needy. It's like, I grew up in the projects of South Boston. I've seen poverty, I've seen weak and needy people, I've seen violence. It's all second, But Apolitical Friday, apolitical means that, it's the Greek prefix a in front of the word, so it's apolitical. And that means, I don't really care about politics anymore. And I grew up reading the newspaper, the Boston Globe, the op-ed. I was addicted to NPR for decades, National Public Radio, WBUR 90.9. Sponsored by you, our listeners, and a generous donation from Boeing, Raytheon, Pfizer. The usual bunch. NPR these days it's like The View, but on steroids. And it's just all it is just far left talking points. And there's no equanimity, there's no equality, There is no room for conservative voices, which I find alarming. You need to have voices. You need to have room for conservative voices. If you don't, do you have some kind of final solution for these conservatives? That's a bad thing to say, isn't it? But if you're not going to get along and compromise, I mean, it's with those who are different than you. What's your solution? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do with your vanquished foe? Don't know. But later on today, independent presidential candidate, Robert Kennedy Jr. and his vice president running mate, Nicole Shanahan, who already have my vote, are going to have a press conference. Rumor has it is that Bobby Kennedy is dropping out of the race and going to support Orange Man Bad. Hey, ¿qué onda? Feliz viernes. Es porque pescado, frescas al hoy, fish and chips. Did you have it last week? ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué tú sabes? ¿Todo bien? Ah, bien. And it's good to speak some Spanish. Seriously, it's an American language. Between North and South America, there's like 1.1 billion humans. Most of them are Latino and Latinas. Remember that. So learn to speak a little Spanish, man. It goes a long way. It's good to have friends. But so what's Bobby Kennedy going to say today? I don't know. We'll find out, and we'll talk more about it next week. I'm voting, my vote's with Kennedy and Shanahan. So if Kennedy drops out of the race, who the hell am I going to vote for come November? I'm not voting for Harris, and I'm not voting for Trump. There will be a third candidate. I vote for the third candidate. I always vote for the third party. Why? Because it's my right as an American. I feel that a two-party system is only one party away from being a one-party system. We need more robustness. How can we, I can't be defined by someone's labels and observations unless you're a doctor, I'm under your care, and you've known me for years. What was I saying? I defy definition in a way. So does my politics or my apolitics now. Now I have apathy and hopelessness. I don't think joy is an appropriate platform to be running on. It's not the audacity of hope of 2008, and it's not Bill Clinton playing the sax in 1992. There's some weird communist socialist angle to these new Democrats, and I can be sold on shit. I can be convinced on shit. Why are none of my Democrat friends able to sell me on their policies, on their ideas? Why do the Democrats scare me more than the Republicans? And it's all out of my control. Massachusetts only has 11 electoral votes, and this state historically has always voted blue. It's only that this state only went red once. I looked it up, and it was in the 20th century, and it might have been when Michael Dukakis was running against George Bush in '88. Might have been. I've looked it up. I know it's easy to find, but it only happened once. This is Massachusetts. We've been here the entire time. So who the hell am I going to vote for if Bobby Kennedy drops out? Well, whoever the libertarian third party top choice is. You're throwing away your vote. No, you're not. Yeah, all of you are.
The destination of this train is Kendall, MIT.
Seriously. Fucking Joy Pants Smiley Face just might walk away with it because of, reasons. Mail-in votes. I have no faith in...
Next stop is Kendall, MIT. It will be the last stop of this train. Kendall is the last stop of this train.
I'm sorry. I have very little faith in the ballot process right now. It's so easily manipulated. There's no...
Once again,
national
Kendall Square,
standard.
next and last stop.
But that comes down to state rights, doesn't it?
Kendall and JFK at this time.
There we go. We're not a democracy. We're a republic.
Next stop, Kendall MIT is the last stop of this train. There are shuttle buses upstairs.
Shuttle buses upstairs.
Are between Kendall and JFK.
But would Bobby Kennedy's endorsement be enough to sway the vote for Trump? I mean, just because Trump had one administration. Listen, the world didn't blow up. We didn't have all these. Geez. I don't know. I don't think. This is like Kobayashi Maru. This is like a no-win scenario for someone like me. I mean, what's going to happen like if Trump wins? You're going to have a hissy fit again? You're going to have a melty? You're going to be fussy? You're not going to try to make America a better place or the world a better place? You're not into power sharing? You have to demonize the other side so hard that, you can't win my vote with fear. Or maybe you can, like fear of the borders, fear of the ballots. I want term limits for Congress. Two terms. Go back to private life. Do your job and go. I mean, seriously. That's part of the, the Supreme Court can stay the way it is. It's an important part of the checks and balances. And it's got an interesting blend of liberal and conservative voices. It really does. I mean, I'm saying that from the middle. Because no one on the left is going to like anything that Trump or the right does. And no one on the right is going to really embrace anything the left does because they just come off as, I'm sorry, but you come off as crazy. Like, I trust a Jesus freak more than I trust a friggin' an academic postmodernist.
Kendall MIT, doors open on the right. Once again, this is the last stop of this train, last stop.
But if Bobby Kennedy really drops out today, how does this change the race? Does this make it a slam dunk for Trump? I don't know, because there's just so much fuckery going on with we don't have a national scheme. We have one national currency, but we don't, and every one of those dollar bills has a serial number.
Going back to LA once again, Kendall MIT, last stop. Shuttle buses upstairs on the street level.
Yeah. And it's Friday, last day of work for the weekend. I got a long day ahead of me. I got to work all day. Been up since 3:30. Have a good one. You too, man. I will try. Then I got to surf this here, public transportation down to Quincy with a good chunk of this public transportation being disabled for repair. And then, take care of some business, family business regarding my dear dead mom. And then slog it all the way back to Boston and Medford. But hey, it's a new day. Let's get to it. Let's take care of business. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a fait ici? Comment ça va? Joyeux. Bonjour. Ain't it cool? See, you speak other languages, man. You can make new friends. I speak a little French. I speak a little Spanish. And you have a wonderful day. Look, the sun is rising. See that? A little bit of red glow up there? That's some sunrise for us. The sun is rising. It's going to be a beautiful day. All right. We've seen some bunnies. We've seen some planets. We have some gratitude. And I'm not going to waste my hope on the political process. I'm not going to waste my joy. I think the pursuit of happiness is in the Declaration of Independence.